The Creative Rights Conference has been going for quite a few years now, so it's become a bit of a landmark on the agenda of discussing this whole question of the future of cultural diversity in Europe. And I'm quite sure that it is hitting the themes. It's interesting to see how these recur. Music rights and how authors will be remunerated in the future, how their collecting societies will be legislated is a theme which has been there since 2005 in particular, and it comes up because music is the flagship really of how the whole European digital agenda will be worked out on a legislative basis, I think. So music is a key issue, but the interesting thing today was that we had for the first time we had the contribution from the Premier League from the UK, showing that there's another dimension to cultural diversity and another set of interests for intellectual property rights to take into consideration. So I think one of the key things that these conferences do is underline for all of us how very complicated, difficult and diverse the interests are. And it's very difficult to try and reconcile all those diverse interests to promote cultural diversity. In a way, that's the interesting thing. We want to promote diversity in Europe, but sometimes the diverse interests at play make that a very difficult job. A very interesting concept that came through, I think should be looked at very carefully, is a precautionary principle for culture in Europe. It is a vitally important quality that we have at our disposal here in Europe, the diversity of language and cultural experience. We've got to make it work for us. But we also have to make sure that we don't kill it off, so we should be very careful. There should be an element of precaution. I think the consumer interest is very often brought forward in this discussion more in terms of having the products that they want available when they want, in the form they want, at the price they want. The most important point of view expressed on the other side of the argument by rights holders is you have to look after the way in which cultural diversity is nurtured in Europe if you want to make sure that consumers also have choice. Because at the end of the day, if we wind up with an offer in the digital age which is uniquely English language, then we're losing out very much. So I think that's one of the things that needs to be taken into consideration by consumers. It's not all about access, it's also about quality and diversity of what you can get.